Hey guys, new video here. Today we're going to answer the age-old questions. Is Lost Ark pay to win? Are traps gay? And things like that. Okay, I originally started playing Lost Ark wanting to make like a daily recap video on stuff like every single day. But I just spent so much time playing that I really had no time for these videos. But now I'm still sweating pretty hard in the game. I'm really enjoying it. But I do have much more time. So even though I'm playing harder, I find that I have more time to kind of chill out and make these videos. So I'll try to do these videos every day if I can. I become a little bit more efficient. Don't really have too much more FOMO in the game, and it feels great. These videos will be kind of like anything I want to talk about related to Lost Ark. It could be like Reddit posts, news, memes, things I've learned about the game, and just anything I want to talk about. If you're really enjoying the game, I understand that maybe you don't have time to browse the Reddit and the forums and the dev trackers and watch every stream and all that stuff. So hopefully I can help fill you in a little bit and let you know what I'm thinking about every day. So we'll start with I guess a couple light and fluffy things I want to talk about. So I often get asked about what's my favorite part about Lost Ark, and that's pretty easy to answer, right? Because there's so many things that I really enjoy in the game. But like if you were to ask me what's my least favorite part or most annoying part about Lost Ark, it's probably gonna be what you're seeing here. I'm gonna post a little video here. Sometimes you're in the middle of an action and the mobs just like, they don't let you do what you want to do, right? No matter what eye level you are. So if you ever try to mount up with mobs around, you know how frustrating this can be. Spawn rate of trash mobs in this game is insane. They come back so fast. And their aggro range is ridiculous because like they don't care if your item level like 1,000,000, right? Even if they're a tier 1 mob. So this was kind of funny because like I was like spacing out and watching another YouTube video on my other monitor. And the quest I thought was a mining action, and since most tools we have super armor to kind of protect us from these interrupts, I just kept spamming G, right? I guess that's a big part of the game, and I just kept going at it, and I didn't realize until a little bit later that I had to kill the mobs. So another thing here is browsing subreddit. I came across this post. I think it's a really nice post about how the artist's face has more expressions on it than our current characters. It's a super small thing, but I thought it was worth mentioning. You're never really that zoomed in on the character during regular gameplay. But for those few times that you are, you take a screenshot, you get to see your character up close. I think these little touches make the game much more enjoyable. Lost Ark runs on Unreal 3. It does feel kind of dated in a lot of the content, right? But I'm happy to see the developers are putting in more personal touches like this. I hope they continue to do more stuff like this in the future. Big news is that South Vern is coming out. What do I think about South Vern? I am super hyped for this Thursday's patch. There are plenty of videos and forum posts that go into great detail about what South Vern is, everything you do there, all that, right? But I think the most common question that I get and that I have myself is that like, what are the rewards? Why are we doing that? Because I've already leveled through. Leveling through the first time is all right, but like after that, I have 12 characters. So why would I do this 12 times? And if you were unfortunate enough to level through Rohendel multiple times because you ran out of knowledge transfers like me, the game just wouldn't let you knowledge transfer after a while. You'll know that like, although it's a very exciting new region, it might not be that exciting if it's, your third time through that day, right? And I do have some really good news because it is absolutely worth running. I don't think it'll get annoying because the rewards are that good. Now, this image I'm going to put up here is super blurry. Because it's a screenshot of a VOD that was probably in like 360 resolution when the person was watching it. But I'll explain what you're seeing here. So every character you go through, you'll get 6 grenade selection packs, 8 regular leap stones, 3 blue solars, 9 green ones that are used for honing to add artisan energy or to help you succeed. There's 3.7 thousand Jardian leap stones, the blue ones. Or sorry, not leap stones, 3.7 thousand regular Jardian stones and almost 900 destruction stones, right? Pretty decent amount, no matter where you are in the game. Even for me, that's a very impressive amount. There's also 2 large and 2 medium honor shard bags, which you're going to get. That totals up to 5,000 honor shards, the things you get from your daily challenge dungeons. These things are very, very good to like help like each one of your characters grow. You will definitely get a couple hones in. That's not from the leap stones or anything, but just from like the shards and the red and blue stones, right? And the big thing though is that the card packs that you see here, right? On the left, you're gonna see 2 blue card packs, right? Maybe it'll help you fill out your Force of Giants, maybe your Meet Again cards. The 4 stack is next to it is uncommon to legendary. so that even if you get a green, you get a chance at soul loss. You know, it's kind of funny that nowadays when I see an epic card pack, I barely get more excited than seeing a white card pack, because like in the purples, like maybe I get a Kaiser or something like that, and that could help me add to my awakening of my movement speed set. It's called the Romanticist set. But if I get a green pack, I get super jazzed, because getting a soul loss can save me 4 or 5 hours, right? And I won't have to do that one soul loss run in the future on a character that I'll just like delete anyways, right? So that's really nice. The 3 stack that you see next to that is rare to legendary. And the you're probably used to these in the Mari shop, or you've probably gotten these from other islands before, right? It's blue, purple, or legendary. And then the last pack, this one, I don't think I've ever gotten this pack before because it doesn't exist yet in our game. It is the epic and legendary pack. So that one, the 2 stack, what's in there is when you mouse over it, it'll show either an epic or a legendary, right? You can't get blue, you can't get green, you can't get white cards. And the legendary chance is 20%, epic chance is 80%, right? So if you compare this to a white orange pack, right? A white to orange card pack, basically like the really bad ones. In those card packs, the chance to get a legendary is 0.5% chance, so half of a percent chance. This one's 20%. So it's 40 times more likely for you to get a legendary than those bad packs. And for me, this is exciting because if I run through there 12 times and I get 24 of these, right? 24 times 20% chance of getting a legendary chance pack is about 5. I should get between 4 and 5 legendary card packs on average, right? Later on, you're gonna have 24 characters, maybe, if you want to sweat that hard, and then you do it again, right? So that's a lot of completion for your card sets that you'll be using on your future characters, right? Because obviously the legendary ones are the best, and this is per character, okay? So just remember that these rewards are per character, and the requirements are 1340 to start South Vern, okay? Huge progression there. I'm really happy that is the case. And then also the dungeons that are there. If you're going to do the dungeon content every week, you have 2 dungeons overall in the roster. That'll provide 3 more of the card packs I just mentioned. So that's going to be huge. In other news, there's a Lancemaster release. I never really played this class in other regions. I really feel that a lot of people are like super hyped for this class, but they haven't really played it in those regions, right? Most people are new. And so I don't know if that's because like it's the first new class we're releasing, you know, first class ever being released to the West, and people are kind of maybe bored of their current roster classes, or it's because you watch if you Google or YouTube a Lancemaster video, it is quite flashy, it looks fun, doesn't look too hard. Maybe some people get annoyed by the stance switching and too many buttons and stuff, but you know, if you watch like other content creators, people who are experienced say that it's a pretty damn good class to main, right? Like you can't go wrong with Lancemaster. It's an all-around good class. Either way, you know, I'm looking forward to when I make a party as a support, I'm looking forward to like, you know, 10 Lancemasters applying, because after this patch, everyone's gonna be playing this class at least for a few weeks. I think everyone. I know people that said that this is their main from the start and stuff like that. So it's going to be a huge amount of Lancemasters, and that'll be interesting to see and to learn, you know, how it is to play with them. Also, you know, another cool thing about this class is that there's a really nice Coomer aesthetic to it, right? I'm going to put up a GIF of something I saw on the Reddit a few weeks ago, and this is apparently just like one of the moves that the Lancemaster can use while she's fighting. So pretty great there. New outfits being released for this class. I'll post images above. And I have to say, I'm a pretty big fan of the aesthetic, right? You know, you got some side butt going on there. We actually have some real armor on top. You know, there's a skin tight little bodysuit she's wearing under the armor. It's fantastic. Great look. Hopefully you can dye it, because I'm not a big fan of the colors. If character slots open up soon, I will be making one of these classes as an alt. Well, I'm not like overly excited to go ham into this class, but I'll definitely have one, right? I really like the female characters in this class. And one thing I'm going to do to prepare for the launch, though, is that I will be buying my 1415 legendary engraving chest from Anguishal, and I'll be selling 2 climax engravings on the auction house as soon as possible when I can log in, because, you know, whales will want 20 books, right, to max her out. And everyone who has a 1415 character on their roster can only get 2 books for free from the Anguishal, right? So there's gonna be a lot more demand than there is supply if the people that are 1415 that have a 1415 on their account haven't bought out the books already, right, from Anguishal, and maybe they already used that, so that's even less supply. So that'll be really interesting. Hopefully I'll make, you know, a bunch of gold off of that. And I'm looking forward to that. Another thing that's coming out is the ARK Pass. So only thing I want to say about the ARK Pass, because you can watch other videos that have like the exact contents and stuff like that. Only thing I want to say is that I think it's 100% worth a buy. Like if you have already spent money on this game, or like, you know, whatever the price, 20, 40, 60 bucks isn't that much to you, it is 100% worth it. It is huge value in terms of its mats and the cosmetics and all that stuff, right? And it does have things that will be limited in terms of you don't know if you'll ever be able to get it again. Now, I don't think that I'm ready for some like criticism and stuff on the subreddit over this. Like Amazon gets a lot of flack for this kind of stuff because people are gonna say like, you know, it's pay to win, like free-to-play players don't get enough, all this stuff. And if you're I don't think you should like worry about this stuff, right? Because the first reason is because like if you're still playing right now, you probably enjoy the game and know that it has a ton of pay to win in it already, right? That's always been the case since day one. And it doesn't change the fact that it's an amazing game and you're still playing, right? The ARK Pass is really like no different than someone spending money to buy gold or crystals and getting ahead that way, right? The same way they've been able to do this since day one up until now. And they can continue doing that after ARK Pass releases, right? If you do want to remain free to play, think of like the free to play version of ARK Pass as like a free battle pass, right? People in the West are pretty familiar with battle passes, so I don't think you should get overly frustrated when you see, you know, how much someone gets if they've paid for the basic package or the super premium package. Okay, I don't think it's a big deal. Personally, I'm pretty excited for it, primarily for the skins. If you look here, I play mostly mages, and I'm more of a fan of like the everyday clothes, you know, formal wear, whatever, than I am of like heavy, like realistic armor or like fantasy armor, you know. And I'm super excited when like the shopping mall that Korea has comes to the West. We can like pick out everyday outfits, right? I think the design here is pretty great. I'll probably end up buying at least one of these outfits if this is the one that's going to be in our battle pass. Funny thing about free to play and when ARK Pass comes out. So you know how a lot of people have like free to play as this badge that they wear around, right? And some viewers told me that people had like edited their titles or whatever, or they say they're FF2P. And I was like, what the hell is FF2P? And apparently it stands for Founders Free to Play, right? So first you have like free to play, maybe that means completely free to play. You didn't have a Founders Pack and 3-day head start. But people felt the need to add like a little asterisk, right? Like I'm not completely free to play because I bought a Founders Pack, I got a head start, but like it's like FF2P. So now this usually is followed by an explanation about what that means, right? An explanation about how they never use the crystals on gold and all that. It gets a little bit tiresome because there's like so many layers to it, and when they're trying to explain what truly free to play is, it gets a little bit muddy there. You'd be surprised, you might not care about this, as I don't, but you'd be surprised at how many people do care about this, right? Now, once again, I don't care. I think if a game is good, you should be very excited and you should want to spend money on that game. Like in Path of Exile, it's kind of a badge of honor to be like, yo, I spent thousands of dollars on this stuff, right? Personally in Lost Ark, I'm almost at like $1,000 spent on the game, and I'll most likely spend a lot more as time goes on. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the people that like to show the F2P or the FF2P thing, you know, as like a badge, which is great, right? Personal achievement for you, like you got there without paying any money, yo, fantastic, right? They now have to like do more legwork. Like they have an extra tag or explanation for the ARK Pass, because if you pay for the extra cosmetic, you're also gonna get extra mats just as a side thing, right? That free-to-play players don't. So like, what do you do with those mats, right? Do you never collect them from the battle pass? Do you have to delete them, or do you like keep them and like show people every time they ask if you're free to play that you didn't use the mats? And it just gets really complicated, right? And I think it's really funny the conversations that people will have about that, right? You gotta add like extra tags to your titles and stuff like that. It gets pretty nuts. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see what happens with that, or if people will just stop caring about like, you know, who's free to play, who's not, and it's just like you want to spend money on the game, you spend money on the game, right? Another thing I want to mention is that the Korean PTR came out. There's been quite a shakeup in terms of class balancing, and since I'm a noob at this game, I won't really talk about the details, but it will be interesting to see when us in the West get this patch. You know, it was really funny to see like engraving books spike in certain classes right over the patch notes. I remember like Berserker's Technique, it was like really cheap, and then one day it actually spiked to like 1,500 gold. because people were like instantly making the swap, right? Feel kind of bad for like bigger whales that like invested in. They play a lot of berserkers and sorcerers and stuff, and those classes got a slight nerf. But you know, it is what it is, and eventually, you know, I'm sure these classes will be back on top in no time. The FOMO and like the concern that players have in the West is on a level that I could make an entire video about, right? It is crazy how people react to these changes. Where like I feel that even if people are really enjoying a class, it's like their favorite playstyle. They feel so good with it. They're so comfortable with the movement, the activation of the abilities. I feel like a lot of people are still like, oh man, my class got nerfed. I can't play it anymore. I'm worried, right? And right now we're so early in the game, and since you're only really limited by your own skill, it's just like, I really wish that people would like kind of calm down about this kind of stuff, right? But you know, it is what it is, right? I guess you made it this far in the video, you know, like and subscribe the video right now. Stop what you're doing, do it right now. And maybe come check out my Twitch stream where I stream every day in the evenings, right? Also, like, I don't know if you guys feel like me, maybe like comment down below or something. Like, do you guys like still have FOMO about the game? I have no idea. I feel like everyone's kind of gotten over it in a big way, right? Just from exposure to the game. Or maybe, you know, maybe you still have a little bit of it, right? When they early release things like Argos and coming up Voltan soon, right? Or have you completely gotten over it and you're playing at your own pace? You don't really give a shit if you finish all your dailies, all your time-sensitive stuff. I'd love to hear about it, right? So maybe comment down below with that. That is the video. That's all I want to talk about today. It is April 20th. I'll try and make more videos like this as more news comes out. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. All right, thanks for watching my video, guys. Bye. Bye.